Yeah, so terminal user interfaces are garbage. You heard it here first. Um, they look very hacker movie like, but they're an absolute nightmare and the wrong interface for chat agents, specifically coding agents. Why? Because you need to be able to look at data in different ways, and TUIs are the worst fucking thing for that. But yeah, keep on doing them TUIs. I guess none of you grew up in the 90s or 80s with terrible user interfaces. I just don't get it. Like, I live in cloud now, right? But this is fucking garbage. This is really terrible if your workflow is just, hey computer, build me my app. You can do that, okay, and then the TUIs are great. But otherwise, this is fucking garbage. Like, this screen alone is really bad. And it's not any better in the other agents, TUIs. So, anyways, I'm trying this live streaming thing, and I'm old, so this is me now, trying to be like a live streamer, I guess. I just figured if I work all night, it would be nice to document my work somehow. Live streaming is low barrier enough for me to do on the side. So while I work on different projects, I can just click a button and hopefully build something that is good and useful. Anyways, what I wanted to work on is this tuner application I've built. It's pretty okay already. I just like to unfuck a bunch of things. Like when you plug a string, obviously you get transients and harmonics. And my pitch detector, which is a yin detector, doesn't like that too much. So I need to come up with a very simple real-time outlier detection method that just smooths out the signal. Let me demonstrate. So basically, if you hit a string, whoopsie, I need to get closer to the microphone. If you hit a string, it's pretty okay, but eventually as the amplitude goes lower or somebody talks over it, the pitch detector gets a little confused. So let me shut up now and show you. Well, it's pretty okay. But since it's past midnight, I can't keep working on this because I need live audio. Why do I need live audio? I do have tests that run offline outside the browser with pre-recorded tuning scenarios, and all of that is fine. But there's still some mismatch between the front end and the back end. So I built a little debugging UI. Every time you do a thing like this, you can click this little button and it will show you all the detection results. And then I use this user interface, which shows me the last tuning session samples, to basically work on a filtering algorithm. I just started this. It is garbage, but I'll get there eventually, and then this tuner will hopefully be similar to the hardware tuner I have attached to my guitar. Well, anyways, this is actually not what I want to work on now, because now I am a live streamer. And as a live streamer, I need to build myself tools that don't suck. In Streamlabs, you can add a new source here that says, oops, chatbox. Yes, add a chatbox. And yeah, let's keep it super clean, don't care. So now it puts an overlay here. And anytime one of you writes something, it gets also shown in the stream, which is nice for viewers, but totally fucking garbage for people that actually do the live stream. So what do we need? What I actually need is, let's see, this little window here, which is basically a fixed URL. It's just youtube.com live chat. And then a query parameter with the video ID. I've pulled up some random live stream from YouTube where I know there's a lot of new chat messages for testing. And as you can see, this is the same shit here. just for my little live stream that nobody's watching. So if I write something here, it should show up in the live stream eventually. Let's wait a little because there's a delay in the live stream. Open this up. I add a new message to chat, and now it should pop up down here. Well, it actually doesn't pop up. That's great. Oh, anyways, as I said, if this works, then it only shows up in the live stream, but it won't show up for me on my display. Now, if I'm in here, I'd like to have this area be allocated to the live stream window. So basically this here, which should get smaller. And let's put it here. Well, so I basically want something like this, just a little less sucky, without the window chrome, and possibly small like this. And then we keep whatever Google's doing here. We could probably inject some JavaScript in here to kind of modify this, have a transparent background, whatever. The problem is I can't just attach Chrome here, I think. Like I can't make this, nope. I can't make this an always on top window. That is, if I click here, it goes away. But for streaming, this needs to stay on top. So what I would like to build is a minimal little app that creates its own window Chrome, but internally uses WebKit or some other browser engine to render the contents of this URL. And luckily, I know of a thing, and that thing is called, let me close all of this garbage, and let me kill Docker because nobody needs that. And that thing is called, let's see, oopsie. That thing is called WebView. And it's very nice because it's basically just a wrapper around the system WebView that you already have installed, which on Windows and macOS means WebKit or Chromium, basically, Edge. And on Linux, it's also WebKit apparently. And this is a full-fledged browser engine. And it has a very simple C API. And the C API can either be used like this, where you actually just create the window. Wait, where is it? Yeah, you just say WebView create, and it creates the WebView, which will also create the Windows 32 API window for you in the background. But there's also an option where you provide the window handle of the native windowing toolkit or UI toolkit, and it just embeds a view in that window. At least I think that's how it works. I've used this very many years ago. I think when it came out, I saw it on Hack and Use, and I built a little thing with it. Anyways, what I want to do is I want to create possibly Swift, I guess. Yeah, Swift is okay, I guess. A little Swift app for macOS that uses WebView to embed a browser window. Wait, why would I want to use this if I actually... Well, let's find out. And the way we do this is with Claude. So let's create a new project. How do we call it? I'm really good with names. Chat window. No. Chat overlay. And then let's start Claude in here. Please use the GitHub CLI to create a new repository that has the same name as this working directory. Wow. Let's see what my little transcription app is using. Yeah, wrong model. There we go. Let's see. Please use the GitHub CLI to create a new project that has the same name as this working directory. The project will be YouTube chat overlay that stays always on top for macOS, regardless of which of the desktops you're currently on. Yep, that sounds good. Now navigate to the clone repository. Oh my god. Well, you suck. Or rather, I suck. Did it just create a Git repository in my... Hey. Interesting. Yeah, skill issues. I was cloned, was created, and workspaces. Oh god, I'm dumb. Yeah, that's not what I wanted. Let's kill this. And then let's create the directory. What did we call it? Chat overlay. Chatoli. I'm really good with names. Okay. Please create a... actually, use the GitHub CLI to delete the repository just created in an earlier session called workspaces. And after that, create a new repository called Chatoli, like the current working directory's name. Its description is YouTube chat overlay project for macOS, where the overlay always stays on top of any window, regardless of the desktop we are on macOS. So you might be wondering why I'm doing this, because there might already be something like this, Ghost Chat, for example. And I tried this, but I can't get it to run. It's probably nice, but why not write my own? Code is free now, more or less. Yeah, these people are still having fun. Chatoli, oh my god. I have to leave the workspace repository. Oh, fuck it. Okay, then let's see. So the basic principle should be thusly. I think I want to write a Swift application, a very simple one. Can it be a command line application? No, actually, it should be a Swift application. Use Swift package Swift. No Xcode, please. I'm doing this in VS Code. And it should pull up a Chromeless window that you can quit with Command Q. And initially should ask you for the YouTube URL to the live stream. Or basically just the video URL. And then it should embed a web view, if that is available in Swift UI. I don't know. We should probably use WebKit on macOS. And it should display the chat of that YouTube live stream. So the chat is actually very simple. You just use this. Oh my god, no, that's not what I wanted. That doesn't matter. So the chat for Jesus, I forget. This is the URL for just the chat of a specific live stream, and that is what we want to display in the window. Ideally, in V2, we want to be able to style this by injecting JavaScript that modifies the style, and possibly make it a little transparent or translucent, so the background applications or the applications in the background can actually shine through. But other than that, it should be a very simple app. So I want you to use Swift 6 I want you to create a basic scaffold with a bash script that takes 2 different arguments, clean, which cleans the build artifacts, and no arguments, which just builds the thing in debug mode. Yeah, debug mode. And another one called release, which builds the thing in release mode. For now, we do not need to create an app bundle, we just create an executable. And since this application doesn't require any permissions, yeah, it should be pretty simple. Finally, if possible, I'm using the Swift VS Code extension, which has support for debugging. Please set up a dot folder with launch config JSON that has a launch config for just launching the executable in debug mode. So let's see. This is obviously very loosey-goosey. And I'm not creating a plan MD and I'm not creating a spec because this is a throwaway app and it's so simple that this is probably something that can be one-shotted. But once we have our basic scaffolding, and for other projects you might write the scaffolding yourself by hand. Once we have that, we can actually switch into a more structured way of working on this. Okay, while it does its thing, let's open code so we can follow along. Switch, Chitoli, v13, product, Chitoli, targets, Chitoli, Swift language v6, the build script, clean release, nothing, this build debug. Ah, okay. Well, I guess we can make this nicer later. Task JSON. Swift build debug. Yeah, that looks good. And launch this. Swift build debug. The debug type is not recognized. Make sure you have corresponding. Let's see if we have the extensions installed. I think we do. No, we don't. Huh. Yes, I trusted. And then we need the LDDB DAP extension. I thought I had that installed as well. I do. Okay, that sounds good. So let's see if this changed. Yep, now it works. Integrated terminal, that's not recognized. Yep. All of that looks good. Let's go back here. Building in debug mode. Actually, since we are, let's see. Yep, looks good. So I can close this down and I just open a terminal in here because I think this is so much nicer than having a terminal outside of VS Code. Oh, VS Code is having a good one. Something's broken here. I don't need this. Go away. So then we just continue our session here. And let's see. Structuring the app properly. Hey, where are we in main? Main entry point. Okay. Continue. App Swift. Yeah, that's small enough. Content view. So I understand what it does here, but web view. I wonder. NSView representable. CSS. WK web view. So this exists. I'm pretty sure this is all kinds of fucked. Oh, I'm still in. Nope, not what I want. Where's my browser? There we go. So Proper macOS developers or Apple developers will probably look at this page and moan, because I would assume that this is very, very not production ready, like most platform web view things. Load view, automatically manage navigation for web content. Okay. I wonder if I can inject JavaScript. I'm pretty sure I can inject JavaScript. Use it when web technology. Okay. Then let's talk to Studio for a little moment. A URL. Check my own JavaScript to modify. And then let's see what Claude's doing. Chromeless window that stays on top. Okay, let's see if this actually works. Clean should clean and then build debug. So I should be able to say build clean, which builds the debug executable before, and does a clean before that. And I should be able to say build clean release, which does a full clean release build. Oh. Modify the build sh file. I want the following things to work. Oh my god. So kiddos, this is the reason why TUIs are fucking garbage. VS Code and many other apps use something called Node-PTY. And Node-PTY is all kinds of broken. Not necessarily by default, but very, very noticeably with Claude Code, because Claude Code uses a React terminal user interface library called Ink, which is very nice to use, but it does things with ANSI codes that are just not like you should not do. And that trips up Node-PTY all the fucking time. So now this still works, but there's no way I can get this top level thing here going again. So if I kill it, I create a new one. Oh, there we go. I have to do this. This is very not good. It's very garbage. Anyways, it tells me a bunch of shit, and now I'm back to this. Please modify build.sh. It should work like follows. If I say build clean, it should build clean a debug build. If I say build clean release, it should build clean a release build. Okay, clean works. Debug kind of works. Swift is has a really slow compiler. I mean, it does include a bunch of modules that are pretty complex, given that it uses Swift UI, but still, this is like 8 seconds for this. Are you shitting me? But yeah, that's what people love, I guess. And we'll love it too. All right, so it built artifacts. No, where is it? Debug. Chatoli. Let's go. Actually, also add a run command a run flag that just runs the executable. Which one? The newest executable either in debug or in release in .build. And while we do this, let's see what happens if we do a release build. Yes, where is the release folder? I don't see a release folder. It's not, oh, there we go. So we have .build debug and .build release. Run release. No, that's not what I want. Nope, that's not what I want. Run should just run the last modified executable either in .build debug or .build release. It might be that neither of them exists or only one exists, so the bash script needs to account for that. I wish Claude was faster in terms of turnaround. It's very not nice having to wait for something this simple so long. And I do not know what most of the time is spent on. I mean, I have a pretty good idea because I built Claude Trace, which hooks into Claude code and logs all the requests and responses, but still I don't know why a lot of these things take so long. Now build, okay, let's see. Build, run. Okay, this looks promising. And me, a genius. There we go. This is not gonna work first try, is it? No, because I actually can't. I cannot paste in here. I can also not write in here. This is fantastic. The window opens. I just ran the command and the window opens, but I cannot enter anything in the text input box for the video URL. Not sure why I pasted this again. Let's see what Gemini said. Yes, you can absolutely use WebKit to both load a URL and inject your custom. This is a common practice for the URL. Okay, so this is just a generalized browser engine I can use. This is good. Injecting JavaScript to modify content. Interesting. Yes, evaluate JavaScript. That sounds very safe. That's what we're gonna use. Maybe. Focus state. Yeah, let's see. I don't think this works, baby. Nope. That's hilarious. Like, oopsie. How much more basic can you get than a text input field? Okay. Let's kill all the things. Okay. So I totally did that, and the window comes up and I can click on the text field. But if I type, it actually types in the terminal window I started the app from. Oh yeah, it would be nice if it was a first responder, right? Anyways, this looks good. We don't need that information. I would assume Claude knows this because WebKit or WK WebKit or WebView is probably something that's in the training data exhaustively. Anything else we could look at meanwhile? Yeah, this is interesting. Actually, has somebody said something? There's 4 viewers. Oh, hi. Yes, Claude can absolutely create a meme coin. I can imagine that Claude Code or something like it is the future of programming, just not with this very terrible terminal user interface. My ideal would be a generalized agent framework for a specific set of tasks, say coding, that has a proper SDK, not the clownery that is Claude Code SDK, which just invokes the Claude Code binary quotes, which is just a JavaScript Node.js app, and then spits out either JSON or some plain text string. That's not an SDK. That is, I don't know what that is actually. It's terrible. That's what I know. What I want is a proper SDK where I can say, I want to create a new agent. Here is an input message to the agent, and then I listen for responses by the agent, which could be tool calls or messages. And then I execute those tool calls, or the framework, the agent framework executes those, knowing which tools are available. And I can basically build my own UIs on top of that. My use cases are often, like, I would love something where I have a normal program And then inside of that program, I have specific steps that require inference, either non-interactive one, which is kind of equal to Claude SDK's -p flag, where you just specify the prompt on the CLI and then you get one answer and that's it. And you don't see what happened in the background, whether it executed a bunch of tools or, I don't know, sent off a bunch of sub-agents, whatever. So you don't care about that. You just get the final response and then you consume that in the rest of your deterministic program. So that's one use case. And the other use case is that I want, I have my deterministic program written in a classical programming language. And inside of that, I'd like to have an interactive inference step. I built a bunch of coding tools that help me maintain a big code base, an existing one, and one of the tasks in there is to port Java to C++, and that is largely deterministic. So I can write a program that, say, matches a Java file to the corresponding C++ file as a pre-processing step, so the LLM doesn't have to do that, and it could invoke Git to see which files actually need porting based on a last known good commit and so on. And all of that is deterministic, and I can write a program for that in a normal programming language. But when it comes to porting the changes of Java file A to C++ file A, which should both contain the same thing, just one in Java and the other in C++, then I want an interactive session with an agent, with a coding agent, where I can, as a human in the loop, assist or get assistance from the agent in porting the changes from the Java file to the C++ file. So too long, did not listen. What I want is a generalized agent framework that I can plug into any of my programs, and I want that framework to support both an interactive mode with, I don't know, whatever UI. Doesn't matter. It's not hard to build a UI on top of an agent. Or a non-interactive mode where I just care for the result, or possibly even the intermediate steps, but I just lock them out so I can review later maybe. That is the future of programming, I think. What I do not think in the near term is fully autonomous systems. I haven't seen these work outside of greenfield projects myself yet, but I am happy to learn and happy to see how you can actually achieve that. All my cool friends have not quite achieved that yet, so since they're smarter than me, I trust their judgment that full autonomous LLM coding assistants aren't a thing yet, and probably won't be. We'll see. For some time at least. Okay, I added NSApp activate. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I remember doing that as well. Nope. Yeah, so much for autonomous coding assistants, right? This is hilarious. Let's see. Well, that's cool, but I open the app, I click on a text field, I type on some keys, and the keys get actually sent to the terminal app wherein I launch the fucking overlay window. Please fix. Something like assigning GitHub issues to an agent and getting a PR in return. Yeah, that seems okay. That seems fine. That seems what most people are doing. I'm currently not doing it because I don't think GitHub issues are a good unit for a coding agent to work on, at least for now, at least in my projects. Your mileage may vary. I will do a blog post about how I do this myself. I'm using markdown files at the moment on disk, which get committed to Git. And actually, one of those to-do task management things I have does send a PR to the repository. But writing an issue for something and then having an agent automatically pick that issue from GitHub and implementing it and then sending a PR for it, that works for some types of issues, but not for more complex things, I guess. At least, again, I haven't seen it myself. In my day-to-day work, I usually need to iterate on the issue, so to speak, with the LLM while looking at the code together. So I guess as a step to get the issue workflow going, you would have to have a local session where you and your coding agent actually work on creating that issue with all the detail needed for another agent in a new session to pick up on it and immediately know what to do. But the problem with that is that there's simply so many things you would have to encode in that issue for the agent not to go totally off-road, so to speak. That's really hard. Just think about how often it happens that you have a junior developer in your team and you give them a task and you think you've spec'd it out amazingly well, and they come back with absolute garbage, not because they're at fault, but because your spec is just incomplete. The thing is, a full spec that does exactly what you want is the actual program. So if you spend so much time on writing that issue that it basically is the equivalent to a program, what have you gained? And again, there is some classes of issues or tasks that can be done this way, where you don't need a full spec. But I find in my day-to-day work that doesn't work. Probably because the things I work on aren't as exhaustively inside the training set as, say, a web application or Python scripts for some data munching or ML tasks. Yes, great. Now let's run again and see. Hey, it works. Great. I mean, it only took like 20 minutes to get to the stage where I can type into a fucking... Well, okay. That's great. Let's try. This is totally gonna work, right, guys? Oh no, it looks like you're using an older version of your browser. Please update it to use live chat. That is what I expected. So I just took a screenshot and pasted it into Claude. Yeah, the question is, reload. Will it always stay on top? Yeah, this is actually, I mean, this feature at least works. I can resize the window. That's something I need to ask Claude later. YouTube is blocking the embedded live chat due to the user agent. We need to set a proper user agent string. Interesting. Now trying to run the app again with build as run. My boy, you can actually run this for me. Just set a big timeout for the bash command. And if I quit the app, we will come back together and can continue chatting. So please just run .build sh run. Oh, actually, that's the wrong bash command. See, it sucks having this chat window down here. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, there we go. This is nice. Silly YouTube, why would you do this? Well, anyways, so how do I get back to the window? Oh my god, now it's gone. Let's see. There it is. Let's kill it. And now this is done. This works. Amazing. So now, is there anything we need to clean up? Because actually, let me check myself. Not great, not great, not great. Package Swift. Okay. Okay. Please unfuck the readme.md. I do not want any emojis in there. Instead of features, well, we can keep the features, I guess. Build, running. That's fine. It's only gonna be me using this, so it doesn't matter. App Swift. Handle about action if needed. No, don't need that. Sleep. Content view. Just looks good. Load chat. Well, this is pretty cool. And it's minimal, see? Code is cheap. Okay. So I need to be able to resize the window, which is currently not possible. But please add that functionality. I actually don't need those launch configs, but maybe down the line if I need to debug something. I'd like the repository to be super clean, and I think it is currently. Oh yeah, formatting. We need a formatter which is invoked as a pre-hook commit pre-hook. Do we? Ah, fuck it. So, true with large complex service, I often need to repeat input before they often produce garbage. Get stuck for now. Yeah, I'm not sure that, at least with the current architectures, LLM architectures, that will change much. Like, you have Gemini with like 1 million token context window or 2 million token context windows, but that's like a party trick. It doesn't actually work. The way attention is implemented in those models makes it so that it's kind of, I mean, there's different implementations, and this is a super huge simplification and doesn't quite reflect reality, but basically sentences or tokens at the end of your context window are not being attended to across the entire context. That means if you have something in the beginning of your context that references the end or vice versa, those references kind of get lost. Because the attention mechanism doesn't establish attention between those blocks at the end of the context. And this is also true for blocks within the context and to each other. What this means in practice is that you have like a chunked context window, and while the LLM might be able to pinpoint something within a chunk for you, it's not able to cross-reference things within one of these chunks to other chunks as well if the context size grows. And I found anecdotally that at around 90k to 120k tokens in your context, things just break. Because you are typing in new messages or giving new prompts. Those get appended to the end of the context window, and that prompt might reference blocks at the beginning, blocks at the middle, and blocks at the end of the context window, and the LLM is just not able to attend to all of these blocks in that case, if your context window is bigger than 120k tokens, for example. You can actually try this. Just paste in a bunch of PDFs into Gemini and then ask it to cross-reference things between those PDFs. It will not be able to do this. And the same is true for code. If you have a large code base, you might think that you can just plug the entire code base into the LLM, but that's a really bad idea. It doesn't work at all because there's just too much stuff to attend to. So given that this is an inherent limit of the current LLM architecture, I'm not sure we're gonna see a lot of improvement in that area. Oh my god. I keep pressing the... Oh my god. Yeah, that's not good. Let's see. So, README cleaned up, window resizing functionality. Let's see. Okay. Where's the chat? Oh, yes. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. Amazing, because now I can put this here, for example. But it seems like it has a minimum size. I don't want a minimum size. Okay, let's quit. Do we have a fixed minimum size? Because I want that fixed minimum size to be really minimal. Oh, updated web view from fixed to min width 300, min height. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, please make those minimum width and height way smaller. Also, is there a way to eliminate the title bar of the window that has the 3 dots for closing it and resizing it and minimizing it? I really just want a plain border around the web view and nothing else. Traffic lights, that's what they're called. Interesting. Didn't know. Oh, UGC and also RAC doesn't solve this. No. What comes to mind is how this will affect junior devs for companies. Doesn't make sense anymore, but then how do creators learn if they know? Well, I do think it makes a lot of sense for companies to still hire juniors, because eventually seniors like myself will die and then there's nobody left to wrangle the LLMs. I think that junior developers can actually be highly effective with these tools. I think like mid-level people will have the most struggles with these tools because they're at the stage in their career where they just started to grasp how things fit together, so to speak, but don't have the experience yet to also say, this is too complex, I need to cut this back to the minimum amount of things. And that is something that LLMs are not good at. They're not good at making minimal solutions unless you give them really tight guardrails. I'm not sure why I keep recording this. Anyways, so junior devs, I don't know. I mean, I think the bigger issue is not so much companies not hiring junior devs anymore, because there's only so much a senior can do with a lot of LLMs. So there's always a lot of work to go around. There's some paradox. I don't remember its name, but it's like, just because we invented the steam machine doesn't mean there's less work to do now. In fact, there's more work to do now because we can do more in the same amount of time than we did before. And this is true for software as well. Even if you give all your seniors 5 max Claude accounts, there's only so much they can fit into their own time frame and thinky matter in their brain. Like I myself, I can focus maybe on 2 or 3 agents running in parallel, but that's about it. Juniors have a different challenge, and the challenge is that they actually keep learning. And this is where I see the biggest problem for juniors. Not so much not getting hired, because that's a problem that solves itself, but not being able to build up the skills because they rely too much on LLMs to do the work. Like what you see, what I'm doing here, this is something a junior could do without a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, really. For bigger tasks or different tasks that are more complex than this, very basic shit, a junior needs to eventually develop the taste and the experience to understand the problem deeply enough to prompt the machine in a way that they don't get garbage. And that is where they will most likely fail if they rely 100% or 90% on LLMs to do that job. And I think it's really challenging not to use these tools if you know that they can do your work for you. Because why waste human effort and time on something that the LLM can do in five minutes for you? And I totally get that. Like I myself, I become lazy for a lot of tasks that the LLM can do for me now, just because I'm lazy. But also because I know I know how to do this myself if I needed to. A junior doesn't have this knowledge yet, so they need to, turn off the LLM and try for themselves. But that might then not jive well with the company they're working at, because the company expects them to output at the same rate as a senior does with an LLM. But that will prevent them from learning anything, because you have to do things manually to learn stuff. You cannot learn a shit ton from just watching LLMs do their job. Like I learned Swift that way, right? I'm still not a Swift coder by any means, but I can debug and modify Swift code. And that is all I need, because I'll never write Swift by hand. This is just for little tools like this. So you can learn a lot from LLMs, but the system thinking and the taste stuff, this is not something you can or should learn from LLMs. Like this code is absolute garbage, most likely. And I say this as a non-Swift coder, but just from experience with other languages that are similar to Swift, I can already see a bunch of things that are really not nice. And it's not even like 200 lines of code. So yeah, a junior developer needs to develop the same taste. But they can't do this if they let the LLM generate all the code. So yeah, I don't know. It's hard. What comes to mind is how it will affect juniors. Yeah, I think there not being any junior positions, I think that will change eventually. I'm actually not even sure if that's true at the moment. Anyways, it's 1 a.m. so let's finish up this little piggy. Build as a run. Oh my god. I should just tell it should use this fucking link for testing and pre-fill the text field because I'm tired of pasting this in here. Oh, yeah, now the problem is that I can't kind of move the window. I don't need to interact with any of this except for the scrolling maybe. So if there's a click down, it should move the window. Yeah, let's do, ooh, fiddlesticks. That's not what I wanted. All right, so I love this, but I can no longer resize or move the window. Actually, can I maybe resize the window? Yeah, I can resize this window. Oh, Jesus. Let's fix this problem first. First, please set this URL as the default in the text field. I'm tired of copy and pasting. There we go. Then let me check if I can actually, I think I can just not move it, but I can resize it. Wow, what the fuck is going? Jesus fucking Christ. Something's eating all my CPU, it seems. OBS. Oh, Streamlabs is just OBS. Okay, I didn't know that. Well, that's nice, I guess. Run. Oh, interesting. Wait, why can I move the window now, but I couldn't with the web view? Oh, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Remote, change from borderless to titled with full-size content view. This keeps the window resizable while hiding the traffic light buttons is movable. Interesting. Interesting. It should have also, okay, let's see. Oh yeah, nice. Well, is this good enough? Well, this does hide the traffic lights, but now I got the title bar back. Let me show you a screenshot. Oh, Jesus, I shouldn't have done that. Beep boop. I agree. For junior devs who adapt and can use Copilot. Yeah, true. I think it would be cool to have the chat in the menu bar as long as you don't have hundreds of messages per minute. What do you mean by have the chat in the menu bar? You mean the chat up here? No, actually what I want is, like, if I stream, I will stream in this configuration. And I would like to have one terminal window up here with either Claude or my normal terminal and the chat window here so people can see what's being chatted about. So I'm not sure how this would relate to the menu bar. I'm attempting to hide the entire title bar container. Well, let's see. Load? No. Still not doing the thing. Nope. The previous version. Actually, one of the previous versions hid the title bar completely, and also our start screen seems to hide it completely. So let's try to replicate exactly that with the web view screen. I know it's not called a screen. I don't know how UI works, so I'm just calling things like I think they should be called. Copilot, Cursor, Claude. Yeah, actually, like, I've been using Cursor for a long time before I switched to Claude Code. I never used the agentic mode. I usually just use the tab completion inside the file editor window or the chat mode, which which would apply single file changes or multi-file changes, but wouldn't actually do any tool calls. I'm not sure Copilot is actually usable. Has anybody had any good experience with Copilot? So it's perfect. Now the window should use the same hidden title bar. Oh my god, I need to clear this up here because it's... So, there we go. Okay. Now both the launch screen and the web view screen have a title bar with traffic lights. Whatever you're doing, it's not working. Okay, let's see if there's anything you need to clean up. Let's do some stuff while Cloud's working. So we want to exclude this. VS Code is fine. This is fine. This is fine. We're not going to do any formatting. Fuck that. And would be nice to notarize this. And maybe create an app bundle. Yeah, maybe another time. I only need a command line thing. Oh, actually, let's put it on npm. Yeah, that's a good idea because this is basically a command line utility, right? Perfect. Now the app should use SwiftUI's hidden title bar. I don't actually think it does. Nope. 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 Both the launch screen and the web view screen now show the title bar and the traffic lights. Okay, let's do something else. Let's see. Let's use another. Oh my god, I hate this so much. It's so terrible. I need to log into Gemini every fucking time I start the CLI. And sometimes it doesn't work, which is very great. Okay. Use a different agent just to get a second opinion because Claude's clearly not not able to fix this. Actually, let me check what model that we are using. Oh, Sonnet. Oh, well, okay. Please try to fix this. Please do my job. Okay, what's it doing? She's like something between the SwiftUI window styling and the menu. SwiftUI, you correctly. Oh yeah. That sounds reasonable. Okay. Oh, there's still 4 viewers. Interesting. I didn't think anyone would view this garbage. So... Oh, interesting. It already has some CSS and JavaScript injection. That's fun. Yeah, maybe we can make the window a little transparent. But let's just fix up this and then publish to npm so people can just pull it in. But we will probably have to sign it. Do we have an app that is signing things? I think I have. This could take a while. No, actually, I think it's screeny. Nope. Which one of these apps might have signing of the bundle? Let's see. Well, anyways, now the app delegate. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh my god. There's a bug in my stupid transcription app if I press the up button or up arrow key. Very annoying. Something to fix in another life. Okay. can resize it. Is this good enough? I could just move the window by resizing it, right? Yeah, actually maybe I just keep it this way. Because I still need to be able to... Let's see. Okay, this is perfect. This is exactly how I want it to look, and I can resize the window, but I cannot move the window. Now I need to be able to click inside the web view to interact with the elements in there. But how could we move the window while also allowing to click and interact with the web view? There is a title bar at the top of the window, of the web view, which I don't need to click. Maybe we could add like an area on top of the web view, that when I click in there and drag, the window is being dragged. Does this make sense? Is this something we can implement? Mostly, and they simply copy and... Oh, interesting. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so if you have experience with Cursor and Copilot, and since Copilot is using the same rules and MD files and system prompts or whatever, how do they behave? Like, are they comparable in quality and of output, or is there a stark contrast? I recently switched back from Cursor to VS Code just because I can install all the extensions more easily. And the only thing I miss from Cursor is tab completion, like the smart one, the LLM based one. And I found that Copilot's tab completion is really bad, like unusably bad. Let's see. Oh, yes. Oh my God, this actually works. Okay. Okay, it's too much. Nope, this still works. Okay. Yeah, this is amazing. Perfect. I would think we can make the area a little smaller. Okay, make the area a little less tall. Maybe 20 pix strip from the top is plenty enough. Actually, make it 15. Okay, let's see how this works. Yeah, this is good enough. Now I can access this nicely. Top fans. Oh, I don't have a back button. This is not good. But on the other hand, like if I click on that, I just have to do this again. Yeah. Can we enable two-finger swipe left and right to go back and forward in terms of navigation, like in the browser? Yeah, I like this. This is very usable. Oh no, the resize still works. It just doesn't show the... Oh, it does show the handles. Yeah, this is great. So now actually we can take this one here, our very own chat, and whoopsie, where are we going? So, and then let's see if it works with our own chat. The URL is a little different. Nope, works. Perfect. Love it. See, now this is what I built this for, because now I can work here. Let's see, let's make it like this, and then let's split this one more time. I don't need this terminal here. So now you live here in the bottom right corner, and we still see Claude and my normal terminal working just as before. Very nice. Very, very nice. So actually, let me run this in the background. Oops. Yeah, I'm very happy with this outcome. So I think we finish this off by packaging it up and publishing it to npm so people can just install it. And here we go. Yeah, good night. Thanks for chatting. All right, swipe left. Let's see if this works. Kill, kill, kill. Where is the default live chat? This should be the default URL. Oh, no, it's not what we want. We can close this one. Now let's open this up one more time. Kill, kill, kill. And then I hope this is the default one. I guess it is. Yeah, this is not the default one. Content view. Okay. Nope, that's also not what we want. Can you make the default URL the following? Oh God. That wasn't smart. Make this the default URL, please. Oh, and it actually remembers the last window position. I didn't even ask for that, but maybe that's a Swift UI feature. I didn't see anything like that in the code. App. Title bar, make order. Nope. Doesn't seem to load or store window positions. Nope. Interesting. Is that a Swift UI thing? Huh. Well, I'm happy with that. So the default URL is now set to YouTube video you requested. Okay, let's see. That doesn't look like my URL because it's not. And then you waste like 10 minutes on a tiny little thing like this because you're not focused anymore. Oh, Run isn't building the app. I'm an idiot. Let's see. I guess it's not the debug X. Yeah, it is not. Well, I'm smart. So how do we decide which one? Oh, actually, I should just do. Yeah. So the build sh script, if we use the run target and no release is given, then we should build debug. Otherwise, we should build release first and then run. Yeah, this is not how this is working, right? Okay, so the build.sh script, if I do build sh run, it doesn't build, but it should. So then we need to select which variant we want to build. If nothing is given, then we build debug. If release is also given as a CLI flag, we want to build release first and then run. If clean release run is given, then we clean, release, and run in that order. This is a terrible build script. But fuck it. I think we are slightly above the 1 hour threshold now. Let's see. Yeah, 1 hour and 12 minutes. I should stop this. Oh no. Now I made it go off. And, well, let's see. Oh yeah. Load chat. Cool. This is exactly what we want. Wow, I love this. Very nice. Okay, let's now see if a clean and run does what it's supposed to do. Build and debug, yep. Clean and release. That looks good. What if we switch this around? Release clean. Clean, build and release mode. Yeah, this is good. And release, clean, run, build, production. Very good. Very nice. Okay. So finishing touches. First of all, we need to sign this application. I have an Apple developer account, and I think there's already a project somewhere on disk that does full notarization. I need the executable to be signed and notarized. Can we set this up? Also look into my environment. There should be secrets, but do not display them verbatim because this is being live streamed and I don't want to leak my credentials. I have no fucking clue which of my projects in the workspaces folder, so that's the folder below this folder, or above this folder, does the notarization shit. So maybe do a grep on the contents of all the files in the workspaces. Actually just search all the .sh files and see if you can find one that seems to indicate that signing or notarization happens. I remember when we used to work on RowVM, which was a Java ahead of time compiler for iOS. Apple just introduced bitcode as a requirement for iOS submission, app submissions, and we were scared shitless because we couldn't get that to work initially. I think Niklas eventually figured it out. And then you also had the whole notarization dance, which was terrible back then and still is. But I figured it out for another project. Oh, there we go, Yagati. Does it turn promising? Screeny. I think Screeny does the notarization. No. Yagati. Notify, daemon. Okay. So it's either Yakety, Screeny2, or Claude Notify. So just look into their build scripts. Anyways, bitcode and notarization, two terrible things. Notarization survived for whatever reason, but bitcode requirements got removed entirely. And I think that was mostly because they switched to ARM fully a few years later. And there's really no point in shipping bitcode if you know that your future platforms will all be ARM. So that was fun. And notarization, yeah, I don't know what this is. Like, it's just another hoop you have to jump through. It doesn't add any kind of security. It's just security theater, like taking off your shoes in the if you go through security at the airport, or not being allowed to take water bottles with you on the plane. It's stupid. But it will give Apple 90 euros. You will have to give that to Apple actually, just so you can notarize your application. So if you user downloads it. Oh, I'm interested if that works. Signing notification. So the plan is we're going to create a package JSON, so an npm package JSON, and then publish this application under the at Mario Sechner organization with the name Chatoli. Do we need an app? This is terrible. So this should stay. Should it stay? Actually, don't know. So I would like to deploy this to npm as an executable wrapped in an npm package that people can then install as a command line tool. And in that case, do we need notarization, or can we do notarization? I think there's something like embedded entitlements in executables. I don't know how any of this works. Anyways, so what I want is I want to publish the executable without the app bundle to npm. And I will probably want to publish the app bundle to my server. And I guess I guess we just figure that out first. Okay, I need to, whoopsie. Need to quickly hop over to the boy and see what's up. So the funniest thing just happened. Our boy wakes up every now and then, and then one of us has to look for him. And turns out it's 1:30 a.m. and my wife is still awake because a week ago I showed her Claude Code for her linguistics research. So she can now slice and dice, analyze and visualize her linguistics data. So she can have nice graphics and significance tests and so on in her papers. And since then, she also caught the bug and can't sleep anymore. So she just sat down in the kitchen and was working with Claude to create a bunch of new visualizations for her paper. This is so fucking funny. We're so gonna die from sleep deprivation. Okay, let's see. Distribute, what does it do? Create entitlements. Create npm package. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, Claude, what you doing? So this distribute.sh is way too complicated. You can write the package JSON in the root folder of the project and then minimize the entire distribute.sh. Actually, just create a publish.sh, which does the needful, please, which means signing. And what else is here? Post install scripts to handle readme. Why? Okay. Yeah, so the distribute.sh is terrible. Make it into a publish.sh. That should tag the current commit with the current version in the package JSON. Then do a clean release build and sign and notarize that, and then package the npm package and publish that to npm with public access under the following package name. And once that is done, increase the patch version in the package JSON and commit that version change. Did I forget anything? Does it make sense? Oh, now I'm all alone again, I guess. Yeah, it's just me. I shouldn't have left the stream. Doesn't matter. Okay, the publish is now require package JSON. Ensure git is clean. Tag current commit. That looks good. Log info. What the fuck is it using? Oh, okay, I see. Authorizing zip chipotle. And it looks good. Extract an authorization binary. Publish to npm. Publish tag. Bump patch version. Commit version bump. Yeah, that looks good. First release. Okay. And the package JSON. It show for macOS. That looks good. Publish access looks good. Build is our thingy. Actually, publish. Let's see. Oopsie. My God. So I think the signing and notarization should be part of the build.sh script, which should have a new CLI flag called notarize, which should always be specified without any other things. Notarize should clean, release build, then sign and notarize. And put the notarized thing in a location that the publish sh script can then use. I wonder what it takes to put something on brew. It's probably not too hard. Let's see. What does it take to put this project on brew, homebrew? So yeah, all of this was very unstructured. I just propped my way to happiness. We haven't even run out of context yet. That's because it's such a small project. For a bigger project, I wouldn't use this kind of workflow, but for this is excellent. I just freestyle basically, do superficial code reviews, and basically just smoke test things manually. Because again, this is not even 200 lines of code. I think 50, 30, 80, 50. Yeah, it's about 220 lines of code. Not gonna use task manager shit or GitHub issues or anything like that. It is in a state now where I could start doing that. But for this scaffolding or initial MVP shit, I don't need this. For established code bases, my workflow looks entirely different. There's videos on my YouTube channel you can check out. You will see that there's a stark difference between the two workflows. RM sign distribute. This is nice. Did you just put everything? No. So what's publish doing? Tag current build notarize should I wonder if we can verify notarization in publish as well. Can you verify that the binary is actually notarized and executable as such? In publish.sh, I mean. Okay, then we can work on the README while this thing down here is being done. Homebrew user installs, wow. Oh wow, this is terrible. This is how you publish to Homebrew? Describes how to install your software first. Yeah, this is not good. Yeah, let's not do this. Let's stick to npm. I don't care. We need to update the readme.md. The first part in the readme.md should be super user centric and user centric, and tell the user how to install this via npm and execute it. Could you run it once? Actually, we need a screenshot. Let me get a screenshot for you. Oh, interesting. You can use SP control to check if it fails verification. Okay. Let's call it Oh no. Wait a minute. Okay. That's not what I wanted. So let's put this in docs. And then I need this here. Yeah, do I have any thoughts, feedback on using VS Code Copilot with Claude model in agent mode? I do not, because I have not used Copilot myself, save for the tab completion in the file editors. So let me just finish this up. So I'm not a big fan of Copilot. At least the tab completion is not very good. So I had no inclination of actually trying out the agentic chat, whatever thing is available. I'm happy with this setup here for now, even though I hate the Claude terminal user interface. It's not very good. I don't know. The question is not so much the model in this case. I mean, you would probably want to use an Anthropic model because those seem to be the best in terms of tool calls at the moment. The question is what kind of tools that Copilot agent actually offers Claude. The tools in Claude Code work reasonably well, from file edits to bash to whatever you have. I'm not sure what Copilot offers to Claude in terms of tools it can call. So if those have kind of feature parity, it probably doesn't matter. And then there's one more thing, which is the system prompt. I think in Copilot you can specify the system prompt as well. You can do this in Claude Code as well. So worst case, you just set up your own system prompt for both and see how they behave. Publish, performs, thingy. Yeah, the first one should be used super. I lost track where I am. Okay, we wanted to update the README to be more user friendly. Okay, I added screenshots to docs, one for the launch screen and one for an example chat window. Include those in the README at the top, I guess. And then let's write the user focus and user focused sections at the top. I think the introduction is perfect. The features, YouTube live stream chat embedding, quit with command Q, simple URL, input interface, built with Swift UI. We don't care what it's. We really don't care what it was built for as a with as a user. What we do care for is that the window is movable and resizable and always stays on top. We already have the last information in there. Simple URL input interface is stupid. Quit with command Q is stupid. Update that section first. Yeah, interestingly enough, we could go full berserk now. We can inject. Yeah, we can inject our own CSS and JavaScript. This structure seems easy enough. So detecting a new message coming in and then showing a notification would be possible without big issues because we already have a notarized Swift application. So showing system notifications would require, I think, a permission. I don't know, an entitlement. But this is super easy now with this setup. So we could do this. The other question is, interesting. So the chat stays always on top, but only on the same desktop where it was started, I guess. Yeah, and it goes away if I do expose. I think that's fine for now. To be more user-centric, let's check what it did to README. Yeah, I think this is terrible, but fits me very well. This looks good. Features always on top chat windows. Then mobile position size where you need. Downstream chat. Yeah, that's fine. Build default. Used to include build scripts. Release build. Clean build. Running. Okay, let's rewrite the building section. Clean should come first. And run, we have build.sh run, so we should just do this. Can you make the entire building and running thing into a single section, make it super concise, and order the commands like you would expect them as a developer? We don't need a usage section. We don't need a usage section. We already covered that above. And the development section, we don't need that either. For signing an authorization, we need to tell the user what they need. Put that information after the code block. I don't know exactly what the user needs to have for that to work. I think there's a bunch of environment variables that need to be set. And the user needs an Apple developer account and needs to set up a bundle. I don't know. I don't care. Please figure it out and just put it in the development section as a text, as a paragraph. Yeah, and I think we're gonna take a screenshot like that and put that in here because this is terrible. Let's call it chat readme. Let's fuck with Claude a little. And then see. Oh, what the fuck? Huh? Oh, there we go. It looks like Oh, interesting. What is doing? Well, why is there? This is strange. Yeah, this looks better. Yeah, and this is not what I wanted. Let's see. Where's the content view? Let's do this. Yeah, this looks good. So move to trash, move to trash. And this is our preview. This is really strange. Why is the background shining through? Well, good enough. Okay, so now we have this. Perfect, no publish performs. Okay, let's see if that actually works. Yeah, resize handles, they don't super great. This is good enough. Authorization completed, notarized executable. Yeah, I guess this worked. Let's see what does publish, and that has the SBCTL. This one. This is what we want. Yeah, this looks good. Does it work? Yep, it does work. Very nice. Oh, actually, let's do a full round trip test. Yep, works. Good. Okay, well, then let's publish this little piggy. Not a Git repository. Oh, interesting. Well, it exists. Okay. So everything looks okay except for the fact that this is not yet a Git repository with the GitHub repository set up as a remote. Can you do that? Weird. Ensure that the git ignore is good. Actually, it wrote a git ignore. Zip and time has been dist vs code. Yeah, let's kill this. Nobody needs this. Distore node modules, npm debug. We don't even need node modules. But that's fine. Let's see if there's anything else. This needs to go. This looks good. This looks good. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, create a commit message. Don't mention yourself in the commit message, and don't add yourself as a contributor. And add all the files to the staging area, commit and push. Okay, and then let's also make it so that if we move between desktops, the window stays where the space stays on screen. Okay, final change request. If I move between desktops by swiping around, the window only stays on the desktop that it was created on. Can you change that so it's actually always on screen at the position that it's being positioned at by the user? Since we have committed everything, it's fine if it fucks this up. But this is probably the point where you want to start with a more structured workflow. We still haven't ran out of context because it's so tiny, but yeah, once that happens, it would make sense to have more structure. It still knows everything it needs to know about the app. Okay. There we go. There we go. Looks good. What happens if we position it? Wonderful. Exactly what we wanted. Perfect. Commit and push. Again, don't mention yourself. Don't add yourself as a contributor in the commit message. So we can close this out and just run. Oopsie. Yeah, I need to fix my transcription app. The cursor keys fuck with the state for some reason. I'm very good at writing software. Can you also please remove the default URL? Just show the placeholder. Oh god. Now I need to fetch this. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Anything else? Let's see. We got our npm set up. We got our notarization and signing set up. We have a README that's okay, I guess. do we want to record a quick MP4? I guess we could. That just demos the thing instead of the chat PNG file. Yeah, let's do this. Let's clear this and then let's set another IS to Chatoli. That is users, bedlogic, workspaces, Chatoli, bin, Chatoli. Does this work? Nope. Oh, there's no such file directory. Oh yeah, I see. No. So debug. Yeah, that should be fine. So it is actually build debug Chatoli. Final answer. Yep, that's it. So we just pretend this works. So where do we start? We don't start here. We don't need any of this anymore. We don't need any of this. This is something to be done tomorrow. Okay. Then let's start here. Record. And then we just say Chatoli. This opens up that. Then we go here. Good. I suppose this is what we want. Something like this. And then we just say Chatoli. Interesting. Up that. Then we go here. Good. Yeah, okay. With some nice voiceover by yours truly. Kill. This, oopsie. Options. MacBook Pro. Microphone, no. We want the Scarlett. And all of this is good. No timer. Hello and welcome to Chatoli, your friendly neighborhood YouTube live chat overlay. I got this session running here and I'd like this to be in a floating window that's always on top. So I have installed Chatoli as instructed in the README and now I can execute it. Then I need to find my live stream URL. Enter this in this wonderful window. And now I have my chat here. I can resize the window. I can freely position it wherever I want. And it follows me around on all my desktops. And I can continue working here. And that is Chatoli. 100% open source, home-fed, artisan, organic. Should be good enough. So and finally, let's do this old trick. So there's no screen recording on the desktop folder. Actually, is there only one? There are two. God damn it, which one is the new one? Yellow. Chatoli, your friendly neighborhood YouTube live chat overlay. I got this session running here and I'd like this to be it. Please use FFmpeg to convert it to an MP4. And please merge the stereo audio to a mono stream. Because for some reason my when we use the screen capture tool, then I always get a stereo signal with my voice only on the left side. Not sure why I told it that, but super important information. Oh, I should have told it to use, oh well, it shouldn't be too big. Let's see. Chitoli demo, 4.5 megabytes. No. God damn it. I need to fix my transcription. It's so annoying. I thought I made it better, but I did not. Okay. 14 megabytes. Okay. scp.to. Oh my god. Use scp to copy the mp4 file to IO. At this point, I could have written the scp command myself. I'm such an idiot. Bad logic, and then Mario Sechner.d HTML uploads, then embed the mp4 in the readme.md. I hope that works instead of the screenshot. So somebody will scream, why don't you use a GitHub action to do your releases? And to that I say, why? Like, I work on a new feature, I deem it to be worthy of a new release. I just run publish sh, which does all the Git magic for me. So yeah, why? Don't want to. This Chatoli, your friendly. Oh, we'll see how it looks on. We'll see how it looks on GitHub. Is this actually the video? Chatoli, your friendly neighborhood YouTube live chat overlay. It is. Upload the mp4 to the README beneath the video. Add like a de-emphasized thing linking to our live stream recording of the creation of this with a quippy, funny sounding kind of text. I could probably totally come up with something quippy and funny myself, but it's so late now, I'm all out of juice. Well, it's not pure chaos and you fuck added an emoji. I hate you. 2 hours. Oh, fuck it. Let's just say in 2 hours. Is it 2 hours? Yeah, it's pretty much exactly 2 hours. That's a pretty good stat, I guess. Anything else? Commit the README and push everything, and then we try the npm release. I actually don't npm release yet, just commit and push what we have, and I check how the video renders in the markdown preview on GitHub. Once you've committed and pushed, please open the browser to the GitHub repository. Actually, I could just... Chatoli, your friendly... Okay. The README should say that the... Huh. Aren't there MP4 embeds on GitHub? Like, why are we using the chat PNG if we can't just directly kind of straight embed the MP4? We should at least give the reader an indication that they need to click on the screenshot to view the demo video. But I'm pretty sure you can add an MP4 to a README on GitHub. Maybe with the GitHub CLI. That is funny. There's just a more direct way to get the upload URL. That's kind of really funny. What the fuck is it doing? Suppose but the way it is uploaded from the GitHub web interface, drag and drop into each URL. Give you a special URL, like for now, for the text to make it clear. Okay, commit and push. I guess we have to do this manually, like the apes we are. Should wait for the push to go through. Okay. Then we just do the worst possible thing. There we go. Alles klar? Gute Nacht. So what does the preview say? Oh yeah, well, it worked. Wonderful. Commit change, updated readme. Yeah, that's about it. Then let me just SSH. No. Slia. Good. 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 Looks good. Keychain. Okay. And for our final trick, we're going to... What is running here? It totally is running. Oh, should have killed it. Well, does it matter? No, because we can just reopen it and go to Streamlabs. It's so weird. There should be, like, why don't they give me a link directly? Wow, this is convenient, actually. Okay, where's my VS Code? There we go. So I'm super tired. I need to finish this off. This is done. README is done. Push is done. Let's see. Let's run this under Claude. So if there's any issue with publishing, then Claude can fix up the publish sh script. All right, let's publish. Binary file wasn't included. Perfect. Shit, fuck. Well, I guess it's gonna be a 1.0.1 release. Shit. Notarized binary first. So why is building the binary not part of the publish script? This is bad. Please fix. and then do another publish call after this. Oh, that's hilarious. That's just so, that's so Claude. Oh my god, you used npm publish. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess. I guess serves me right for using for using bash scripts instead of writing a gazillion lines of bash inside a package JSON inside a JSON string with escapes, which is the worst possible future. Oh. Yeah, we're trying to publish with the same version again. What does this do? Why does it a no git tag version? Okay. How many versions will we need until we can successfully publish to? Okay, let's kill the alias, remove Chatoli. Goody. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Looks good. Added one package. God damn it. How big is this? Chatoli. Oh my god. Wait, maybe I need to start a new session. Chatoli, are you there, boy? Oh no, Chatoli is not there. Where did Chatoli go? What is this window? Yeah, I did that. Let's look at npm. Chatoli, because they have this very good, very previewy code beta, and it's been in beta for a gazillion years now. Oh, no, there's a Chatoli. Oh, but it says text plain. What? File type is not supported. Okay. Your version installed without the binary. Let's update to. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Damaging version found. Oh, that looks good. Chatoli, are you there? Yes, Chatoli is there. Wonderful. It does work. Don't need to bother with this. So are we git clean? We are not. Rejected. This is perfect. Jesus. Pull and rebase. Yeah, so we're done. Perfect. How long have we been working on this now? I think it's been exactly 2 hours or so. Well, this garbage doesn't tell me. Oh, it does. 2 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah, I guess this is good enough. So Chatoli is now a thing. How wonderful. So I can do more live streams without anyone asking questions. Perfect. Well, that's it from me today. Bye.